Father Scott here by the fireside. I gotta hang my mask up. I'm ready too because I've got my stockings hung by the fire. Luckily, they're fireproof. We should be okay. So I wanted to talk to you all. It's Christmas time, almost. We're still in the last vestiges of Advent, and wanted to talk to you about a few things. For some of those of you who have been coming to church or have been watching our Mass virtually on the live stream, you may have heard that just over a week ago, we lost one of our deacons, Deacon Tom Genovese. Deacon Tom died from some complications of COVID, and we were all shocked and saddened by this sudden loss. Our prayers go with his family. He has two wonderful sons and grandchildren, and his wife Diana. Diana's been struggling a little bit with the COVID as well, and so if you would please, let's keep them in prayer. So here we are, Monday, and this Friday is Christmas. It's, well, I don't know how to say it, but we all realize that this year has been unlike any other year. And rather than dwell on that, we'll just talk about a few things. Advent, I think, was a good Advent for us. The staff, Father Jerry, Father Bob, Laura Draws from the Religious Ed Department, Marge, Halloran, Deacon Jerry, Deacon Ed Warham. We've all been involved in this Advent Reflection series, which I'm happy to say we're going to continue for a few more days after Christmas. We're going to take it into the Feast of the Epiphany, which is on January 3rd, I believe. So we hope that you stay with us for that, and that you've been able to find them, and that when you did find them, that they were of spiritual help to you during this season. One of the regrets that I have of this season was that we were unable to put together our annual Christmas Carol concert. I have to tell you, I look forward to that every year. It's a reason for me to get the saxophone out and practice a little bit so that I can play a tune or two. But it's also such a joy to see so many people come out for that evening. And people get excited about doing the 12 days of Christmas. It is a lot of fun, and it does kind of put us in the mood. But it's also an opportunity for us to share the musical talents of so many in the parish. Next year, we're going to do it, okay? I'm just sorry that we weren't able to do that this year. So what else is going on? Well, you know, I mentioned about the Advent reflections and holding on and doing them through the Feast of the Epiphany. And yet, one of the things that happens, and I don't know whether it's this way in your house, I'm always late with everything, okay? So it's not like the day after Thanksgiving I'm putting up Christmas decorations. Usually it's about the week before. I mean, I just hung my stocking today. But so many of us, we get everything set up and it looks like a picture postcard for the whole month of Advent. We've got the poinsettias out and the lights on and everything, and then all of a sudden, a day or two or three after Christmas, we're ready to take everything down when we're just getting started. You know, Christmas lasts for an octave, right? 8 days after Christmas, and that's because the feast is so great that it's a way of keeping that feast alive and continuing it day after day after day for that full week to come, and then we find ourselves ready to celebrate the Feast of the Epiphany, that time in our salvation history when the Christ, the incarnate Word of God, was made manifest to the nations. When the three kings showed up. You know, in other countries, most other countries, Christmas is really celebrated, the gift giving and everything, with the Feast of the Three Kings. I remember when I was traveling in Spain, oh gosh, maybe 15 years ago, and it happened to be, we flew over there January 2nd, and we couldn't get over the celebrations that were going on in the different villages that we went to as we approached and then celebrated the feast of Los Tres Reyes. That's about as far as my Spanish goes. Sorry about that. I wanted to say thank you to all of you who participated in our giving tree this year. It was different again, right? That we just were looking for gift cards, and we were able to get all of those. We collected all of those from you, and were able to create packages to distribute to some folks who are really in need. And I'm so grateful for that. Another thing that was on the Christmas tree, and probably needed more this year than ever, were the envelopes that we had there for our Christmas gifts for the homeless. Many of us know of so many people that have been impacted by this pandemic. Many of us know that there's people who've lost their jobs. They have become very insecure. The numbers of people that are seeking refuge and shelter has gone up drastically. Our food pantry has been incredibly busy as we continue to bring food in and disperse it to families that are in need. I thank you for all your generous donations for the homeless. It really does make a difference. For any priest, it's difficult for us when we have to talk about money. And I'll be honest with you, it is that way for me, too, to a certain point. And I believe that I should never feel bad about asking people to support good work. You think about all the different volunteer efforts that you've been involved in over the years. And someone says, would you like to be a volunteer? But and then start making excuses about why you wouldn't want to be a volunteer. Well, no, you come, you help out with the soup kitchen, or you help out with distributing meals at Thanksgiving, you help out with fundraisers here and there, eyeglasses for, the Lions Club, whatever it might be. And you realize that it's really good. You feel good because you've done something good. And this year, I think it's obvious that it's been a trial. It's been difficult. And so many of you have been so faithful with your weekly offerings and sending them in or doing that via Faith Direct. But this year at Christmas, I'm asking for you to dig deep, to see what you can do. We talk about sacrificial giving. And I have to admit, I've been guilty of being less than sacrificial in my giving over the years. Somebody comes to you and they approach you and they have a good cause. And you're like, oh, and you reach in your pocket and you've got $20 that you don't need. So you take the 20 out and you give it to the guy. Okay, no problem, you walk off. That's not really sacrificial giving. And what I'm hoping for and from you is that you look at where you are, you count your blessings, and then you would make a gift to the parish. I can guarantee you that we are not wasting anybody's money in any way. We run our budget very accurately. We don't spend money frivolously, but we do everything that we can do to keep and maintain and further the mission of our church. I don't know about you, but I really am looking forward to the new year. As we've said, we know what we've been going through. We know that with God, the future is bright. So from me, from all of us here at St. Joseph's, I really want to wish you a blessed, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Oh, I forgot. I was going to tell you about the Christmas Eve schedule. Here we go. I wanted to save it for last, okay, because it's the best. So, Christmas Eve, 3 o'clock is the first Mass in the church. 4:30 is the second Mass in the church on Christmas Eve. We will have people at the door, and they'll be keeping account of how many people come in. When we reach the limit that we've set for attendance at that Mass, those who have come after that will be asked to go walk across the parking lot and go to the high school gymnasium where another Mass will be offered. It'll start about 15 minutes after the scheduled Mass at 3 o'clock and 4:30. So there are 2 Masses. Then at 6 o'clock, we have Mass in the church. There will not be an overflow for that. Then at 7:30 in Spanish, and then 10 o'clock is the beginning of our midnight Mass. What that means is that midnight Mass will be celebrated at 10 o'clock. For the first time in my life, that's happening here at St. Joe's. But I wanted to make sure that you knew that. Also, on Christmas Day, 7:30 a.m., 9, 10:30, and 12 noon. There, I did it all. Merry Christmas, God bless you, and we'll keep the fires burning, okay?